This week on KUJH, find out how your pet can get the vaccines it needs for free.
What are Lawrence firefighters asking for to help the community?
And how a local resident avoided a kidnapping. Find out what happened on KUJH.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Welcome to KUJH. I'm Sarah McDonough.
And I'm Gabriel Johnson. The Lawrence Humane Society is now offering free pet vaccine clinics with the help of local and national donors. KUJH's Johan Marin tells us how these clinics are helping the Lawrence community.
The Lawrence Humane Society's free pet vaccine clinics are a new change from their low-cost vaccine clinics that started a year ago. Alina Alterman, Director of Development and Communication, says the Lawrence Humane Society started off doing monthly pet vaccinations.
They are low cost for folks who can't afford private vet care, and then if folks can't afford our prices, then we can also subsidize it through one of our programs.
Altman says they've launched a crisis pet retention program that is also addressing the high need for pet care in the community, a need that many pet parents haven't been able to fulfill because of high pet care costs.
Through that, we've been able to collect a lot of data. We get an average of 40 to 50 requests for assistance per month.
The free vaccine clinics are putting a huge relief on pet families, especially those who have to pay additional for pet care. Maddie Lockett, a social worker who's involved at the vaccine clinics, says online applications for these free pet vaccines are always full.
There is always a need. We always, fill up with appointments, and have even more people asking, even if we're full, hey, are you still doing this? So, and we always keep in contact with those folks. But that just shows that, there's always a need.
Alterman and Lockett plan to go all out for a while so pet parents can get a chance to get the proper vaccines and care they need for their pets. Reporting for KUJH, I'm Johan Marin.
Thanks, Johan. For more information about upcoming vaccine clinics, go to lawrencehumane.org.
The Lawrence Fire Department is asking for more resources following a recent increase in emergency calls. Lily O'Shea Becker tells us why firefighters are requesting help from the city.
Solutions to a 62% increase in calls to Lawrence Fire and Medic departments over the last 15 years were discussed at a Lawrence City Commission meeting last Tuesday.
So what are first responders asking for in order to accommodate the increase of calls? Well, an analysis conducted by Lawrence Fire Department showed that relocating this fire station and adding an additional 2 fire stations to Lawrence can help improve coverage and response time.
The interim chief of Lawrence Douglas County Fire Medical, Tom Fagan, said that when the department is positioned to respond within 4 minutes or less, Lawrence Fire and Medics are historically successful, but that there are several gaps in the community that the department cannot reach in time. The analysis suggests moving Fire Station 3 on 6th Street to the northeast and adding fire stations in northwestern and southern Lawrence to increase coverage. This solution would cost around $35.5 million.
As soon as we identify those exact locations, we would do another analysis to really make sure that we're getting the type of coverage we would want before we would break ground or do anything there.
The Fire and Medic Department analysis covers 16 performance indicators. The City Commission meeting primarily focused on 2 indicators that have failed to meet Lawrence's standards: the number of fires contained to their room of origin and the number of cardiac arrest patients who arrive at a hospital with a viable pulse. According to the Lawrence Journal World, Lawrence firefighter Seamus Albritton asked city commissioners to seriously consider adding the new stations during the next budget cycle. This has been Lily O'Shea Becker reporting for KUJH News.
In addition to the relocation and expansion of fire stations, the Lawrence Fire and Medic Department plans on providing educational risk reduction programs for the community.
Well, it's a gorgeous day out today. Halen, could you tell us if this weather's sticking around?
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be sticking around, so definitely want to get out and enjoy this weather while it lasts because it is pretty much a perfect day out there. Got a little wind out there, but temperatures have been climbing into those upper 70s this afternoon and been dealing with plenty of sunshine throughout the day, but of course, still feeling those clouds going to be starting to push in through the area. So we're going to be tracking some more rain showers ahead for tomorrow's system, but we are, as I mentioned before, still enjoying those mid to upper 70s, especially in areas off to the west all across the Lawrence area. But those winds are certainly blowing out there. We've got those southerly winds blowing between 20 to 25 miles per hour across the region, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour as well. But as I mentioned before, we're still going to be dealing with those winds for the next couple of hours. Temperatures highs, we reached the high of 77 degrees, but looking for the next couple of days, or at least for tonight, we are going to be expecting those rain showers and storms arriving, and also to keeping a very close eye for Friday's system, as we're going to be tracking the possibility of some strong to severe storms, and also to going to be seeing a little bit more of a mostly dry and mild weekend ahead for us. But I have more details about that upcoming storm system coming up later in the forecast.
Thanks, Halen. I really want to get out and enjoy this weather while we still have it.
Yeah, I think I will too. A KU senior had a close call at her apartment complex right across the street from the Orion. Mackenzie Laporte is live at the scene where the incident occurred. Mackenzie?
That's right, I'm here at the exact location where Paige Reinkoff found herself in an alarming situation. After a busy day of running errands, Paige had clear evidence that she was being stalked. Reinkoff spotted a strange man driving up and down her street and had a gut feeling something was off.
See every inch of him staring at me very closely, like up against the window.
Reinkoff claims she originally only saw a male driver in the car. That was up until a womanly figure was also seen exiting the vehicle.
See them bolt all the way across into my parking lot, and they land right behind my car.
Reinkoff panicked and disturbed, cracked open her window and asked the woman what she wanted.
Yelling like, "This is private property, get off, what do you want?" And she finally was like, "I'm waiting on a friend." And I was like, "No, you're not, get off my property."
That's when a neighbor came out to the rescue.
Motion like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, stay, like, please stay."
Then the woman ran back into the man's car and drove off. Recently, Paige and other tenants in the building have all pieced together similar stories and descriptions about the specific man showing up 2 other times prior to Paige's experience.
I was at my house, I was parked, I was in where I thought was a safe place in a busy area, and this happened to me. And I think my biggest takeaway is just, no matter where you are, if you think you're safe, to be aware and be alert and trust your gut. Because immediately I trusted my gut and I knew my instinct and I knew something was off.
Reinkoff's mother has spread the news by reaching out to share their story on Facebook. Officials at the LPD suggest that people stay aware of their surroundings. Now, Paige and her family have taken matters into their own hands by installing cameras as well as working with the LPD. But along with that, they are still searching for answers. Reporting live for KUJH, I'm Mackenzie Laporte. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Mackenzie. Taking your own precautions like installing cameras is something I've thought about as well.
Yeah, me as well. I'm really hoping all of our Jayhawks are staying safe and aware.
Coming up, why a common tree in Lawrence is considered an invasive species. Find out more about it when KUJH News returns.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back to KUJH.
A new tree species is popping up in Lawrence, but is it good for the ecosystem?
You may have noticed more of these trees blooming across Lawrence as spring kicks into full gear. Alyssa Wingo spoke to the city's forestry manager to find out more.
The Bradford pear tree, a tree you are probably familiar with due to their strong scent and white flowers, is now causing issues for Lawrence forestry management. Horticulture and forestry manager for the city, Tyler Fike, says the ornamental trees became popular in the 80s for aesthetic purposes, but have now crossed the line into invasive species territory.
Yeah, the pears are a very fast-growing tree. They have that really striking white flower in the spring, so they've been very popular. But they're just not a quality tree for a lot of other reasons. They tend to storm damage easily. They do grow very quickly, so they're kind of weak-wooded and tend to fall apart.
Fike explained that the pear trees became invasive once they moved from cultivated landscape around the city into native areas where the tree does not naturally belong, such as wooded, residential, and downtown areas where the tree was not originally planted.
And so with the ornamental pears in particular, they have a very dense canopy of leaves. And so as they grow, they tend to shade the ground around them, and that really excludes a lot of the native undergrowth species that we see in our forests.
This damage to native species is a major reason the city is targeting the pear trees for removal, and why Fike says he hopes nurseries are more responsible when it comes to selling these invasive species.
It is an ecological problem. I would like to see nurseries not be selling these. It's not something that we should be planting anymore, in my opinion.
Reporting for KUJH, I'm Alyssa Wingo.
Fike says the city has not confirmed any plans to remove the pear trees, but that they will most likely begin inventory and removal of the invasive species next spring.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Sports fans and gamblers may now have something new to cheer for, as a sports betting bill in Kansas is currently in the hands of the Kansas Senate. I looked into what this would look like for the state going forward. Sports betting may soon become a reality as the Kansas House passed a bill earlier this month.
This expansion of wagering in Kansas is a very big deal. It doesn't cut across your normal liberal conservative lines or Republican Democrats.
The bill now finds itself with the Kansas Senate as the legislature resumes session on Monday.
Sports betting in Kansas is estimated to be a $750 million to $1.25 billion annual amount of wagering. You literally, with this bill, would be doubling the amount of betting in Kansas in one swoop.
Legalized sports betting has been a hot topic in recent years as over 30 states offer an opportunity for fans to legally bet on sports. And while the bill is still in question, many KU students are excited for the chance to make money on a favorite pastime.
It'd obviously be a good idea just because it would make money for local areas, obviously Kansas would be in on what Vegas and stuff gets on, and they always profit from that.
Personally, I'd love that because I got my 21st coming up pretty soon, so I'm a big FanDuel guy, so I'd love to have that come here.
It just adds excitement to the game.
Yeah.
It gives you something else to root for. Besides just rooting for KU to win, you can root for your bets too.
The Kansas legislature is in session this week, and while the bill has yet to be discussed, many are hopeful that the bill will gain attention from Governor Laura Kelly if passed by the Senate. While the bill is not yet on the Senate's daily agenda, it could be brought up and voted on any day. We will keep you updated with this story as it progresses.
Plastic can take up to 500 years to decompose in a landfill. I talked with one Lawrence resident who thought of a pretty creative way to keep plastic out of those landfills, all while benefiting the community. Sarah Gillum is a Lawrence resident who, like many, developed a pandemic hobby. That hobby? Creating rainbow strings out of plastic waste. She had collected lids for her son's preschool, but didn't know what to do with them, and she knew she didn't want all that plastic to end up in landfills.
I was like, I can't just throw them away.
So Sarah would make strings for herself and hang them up around her yard. Soon other people started noticing the strings and suggested that she start selling her art. The height of the pandemic was tough, and many were struggling. Sarah knew exactly what she could do.
And so I thought, well, everybody keeps asking about the rainbow strings. Maybe I can get people to donate money for the rainbow strings and I can give that money away.
What started out as a pandemic project soon turned into something that benefits the whole community.
I try to keep everything about this project upbeat and positive because I think there are so many just really distressing and terrible things in the world.
With the help of plastic donations from others, the rainbow strings are still going strong. Sarah says that she's kept 900 pounds of plastic out of the landfills and has donated over $18,000 to different local organizations.
And I wouldn't be able to keep making these if people didn't save plastic for me.
For more information about the rainbow strings, you can head over to Sarah's Facebook page at Rainbow Strings for the Lawrence community.
We're now sending it over to the Union, where Anna Dennison has details about a charity thrift sale that happened over the weekend. Anna?
Thanks, Gabriel and Sarah. I'm here at the Union, where KU Panhellenic hosted a thrift sale on Friday and Saturday morning. Clothing donations were collected beforehand to sell, and all of the proceeds went to Circle of Sisterhood. I was here this weekend to see what the inspiration behind the event was all about. KU Panhellenic threw a thrift sale over the weekend that was meant to benefit the Lawrence community and Panhellenic's philanthropy.
So our philanthropy is the Circle of Sisterhood, which donates funds to women's education in impoverished countries. So a lot of these women don't have educational resources, so this foundation is built to help set up tents or little temporary school situations for them, and also donates educational materials like textbooks and pencils and other supplies.
While the event benefits Circle of Sisterhood and the Lawrence community, it was also an effort to help KU students shop sustainably.
And so my idea was to host a more sustainable philanthropy event, so I wanted people to donate clothing and then host this thrift sale here today, and all the donations or all the clothing bought today will be donated to the Circle of Sisterhood, and then everything that's not sold will just be donated throughout the Lawrence community in donation centers.
The two-day event allowed shoppers to buy donated clothes and give them a second life.
We are some big thrifters around here, so we just wanted to see what else was out there, combat some fast fashion. Really like Panhellenic. You know, we think they do some awesome things.
So it's fun to hear that they were hosting this thrift thing. I feel like it's something different that they don't usually do.
It's a good cause.
Yeah.
Under-recognized cause.
Yeah.
So.
KU Panhellenic is still calculating just how much they raised for Circle of Sisterhood, but what a great way to encourage students to shop sustainably and all for a charitable cause. Reporting live for KUJH, I'm Anna Dennison. Back to you, Gabriel and Sarah.
Coming up after the break, Halen Wilhite is bringing the weather and what to expect this weekend.
Stay with us.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near.
Welcome back to KUJH. So today is such a nice day. It definitely feels like spring is finally here.
I totally agree. Halen, you said this nice weather won't be sticking around for long. What can we expect?
Yes, it has been a beautiful day out and about in Lawrence today, but unfortunately things are going to be changing in the next 24 hours. Going to be tracking some showers and thunderstorms in the area, and maybe even have to talk about severe thunderstorms arriving later this week, maybe closer to Friday. But again, going to be enjoying the rest of today. Temperatures in those upper 70s, or at least those mid to upper 70s still across Kansas. We're still at 76 degrees in Kansas, 80 degrees in Omaha, Nebraska right now, 76 degrees in Wichita, and 79 degrees in Hayes. Still in a little bit more like summer out there, but here's kind of what we've been working with. We do have a ridge system that's currently bringing all the warmer and pretty mild weather for the most part for today, but of course going to be watching a little bit off to the west, going to be tracking in some incoming systems that will be bringing those showers and thunderstorms to the area later this evening, closer to maybe 1 to 2 a.m. or so. But again, we're going to be watching these clouds continuing to increase throughout the afternoon hours, and temperature is going to be getting a little bit on the cooler side, but still enjoying those 70s until about 9 o'clock. We'll finally be dropping into those 60s. Winds will be dying down as well, but still going to be holding on to those windier conditions for tomorrow and a little bit into tonight as well. But Going to be expecting a low of 56 degrees tonight. Pretty mild for the most part, but again, those scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be moving in through the area closer to more likely after 1 to 2 a.m. or so. Definitely going to be wanting to have that umbrella, especially in handy by tomorrow morning, as we're going to be dealing with quite a bit of those on and on showers for the rest of tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at that futurecast, seeing those just pop up thunderstorms and showers throughout the day tomorrow, and even going into as far into Thursday night as well. So as I mentioned before, keep that umbrella in handy as we are going to be continuing to do with those on and off showers throughout tomorrow afternoon. But hey, still enjoying those upper 60s for tomorrow, and those winds still blowing from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Now going into Friday, now we have to be a little bit more concerned as we're going to be tracking the potential for some strong to severe weather moving through the area, as we're going to be tracking this low pressure system that will be swinging in through the area, and so that we're going to be having to really focus, of course, right on top of the Lawrence and a little off to the west, maybe closer to Topeka, for this severe weather risk. And already the Storm Prediction Center has put out that enhanced risk for severe weather already for Friday evening, Friday night. So definitely want to stay tuned to the forecast for the next couple of days, but we can certainly expect multiple threats for this upcoming storm. Could expect large hail, damaging winds, and maybe even a few tornadoes as well, but still going to keep it on the low risk for now until we get more data and more information on what to expect the next couple of days. But do know for a fact, definitely keep at least have multiple ways of receiving alerts through that, whether that be through weather radio, TV, socials, or emergency SMS, but also to just stay updated with the forecast for the next couple of days, but going to be still wanting to have a plan in place if severe weather does strike. Now, it's still going to be holding on to those rain showers, maybe as far into those early morning hours of Saturday, but looking to clear out a little bit for the weekend. Maybe seeing the return of those showers again going into Monday, but still going to be just dealing, again, those on and off showers. Definitely just hold on to that umbrella while you still can.
Thanks, Halen. Thunderstorms are never fun, but I'm very excited for the weekend to come. Lots of sunshine.
Yep. Stay with us after the break for an update in sports.
From your first day walking up the hill to your last walking through the Campanile, we've got you covered. SAN connects you to everything KU. Opportunities on and off campus, KU traditions throughout the year, your Jayhawk classmates, and more than 350,000 alumni around the world. SAN is free for all students, so what are you waiting for? Sign up today.
Welcome back to KUJH.
We now send it over to Caroline Sorrell with major news inside the NCAA.
Caroline, what's going on?
Well, Sarah, on Tuesday, the NCAA announced President Mark Emmert will be stepping down. The transition will happen either when his replacement is selected or on June 30th of 2023. The league said the move was a mutual agreement between Emmert and the NCAA Board of Governors. But in other NCAA news, Kansas women's basketball's Tiana Jackson has evolved into one of the conference's best post players, and it's thanks in part to Coach Terry Nooner. Maya Peterson sat in on a workout with the two just to see what went on behind the scenes.
Brasso off to Prater, dishes to Jackson.
Oh, lob from forward to center.
And blocked again by Jackson.
Ready? Let's go. Right into it. There you go, good. That's good. Good. Hey, like I think like the times when you catch it like that, on the bad pass, just catch it and shoot it. Yeah, just shoot it. Yep, there you go. 2-1. Beginning of the season, she was fouling all the time. Gambled on the defense, trying to get steals.
Oh my God, Terry.
But when I gamble, I would get them.
Fake it. Fake it, then back down into it. Same shot. You got it. Back down. Nice. Good. There you go. Oh, 3 players you look up to. Not name me.
Candace Parker. She's not really a post, but I like to mimic my game off her. Brittany Griner.
Sylvia Fowles. Big
Fowles. Sylvia Fowles. Sorry.
Yeah, I like that. 2, 3, 2. Come on. Oh! Charlie was a great outside shooter, which I think Twin is. She just has to get a little bit more confident because she can shoot it if you watch her in practice. She just has to have the confidence to do it in the game. They both want to be great players. They got a chip on their shoulder, want to prove people wrong. I mean, just the size and the way they built are real same. Their ability to be mobile.
5 more. Yeah, just like I'm faster than most players, so that's my favorite. When I can outrun them and just move around them.
I mean, we got a lot of goals, me and her. We actually have stuff. So Defensive Player of the Year for her, to cut down her turnovers, to increase her field goal percentage, and to be able to make at least 1 3-pointer a game too. Thank y'all for coming to check us out. She's working hard. She's working hard.
Coach Terry Nooner, who also developed the WNBA's first overall selection just a year ago, has high hopes for Jackson moving forward. But there's another basketball player in town who has a bright future ahead of him as well. Stephen Leisure sat down with 90-10 trainer Peter Donaliv, who works closely with several Kansas men's basketball players and has been working with a young star on his dream to compete on the Ghana national team.
My name is Nana Sechi Yao Amfosaki. Growing up in Ghana was pretty fun, honestly. I liked it. So I grew up in a family of 7, my mom and dad and my 4 siblings. So that was pretty cool. It was a busy house. We were like 2 years apart of each other between me and my brother, my sister, my other brother, and so on. My #1 goal right now is to play for my country in the Olympics. When I first got here, I didn't know nobody, knew nothing. I came here by myself. So I reached out to the recruitment coach on the KU basketball team, and I had a sit-down conversation with him, and he introduced me to Peter, who I train with now. He's like, oh yeah, he's a trainer in Lawrence, and that's been like 2.5 years now. I've been with Peter ever since.
Listens. That's a really good thing about Nana is he listens, and always trying to learn. He definitely is a more capable shooter when it's like actual game and actual defense than he is like, in the gym here. So he would like miss shots here, but then once he starts playing, like his confidence just take another leap.
I don't want my effort to go to waste, so I want to reap what I've sowed, so I got to keep pushing until it happens. So all those efforts got to yield something. Imagine just throwing away, everything that you worked for because your goals didn't happen, but you had the chance for it to happen.
For KUJH, I'm Stephen Leisure.
Well, nothing is better than watching someone chase after their dreams. That wraps up our KUJH Sports Update for today. Now let's send it back over to Sarah and Gabriel.
Thanks, Caroline.
Earth Day celebrations took place last Saturday in Lawrence. The events taught us the importance of sustainability and how you can help your city's environmental efforts. Olivia Acree has the story.
2022 marks the 22nd Earth Day celebration in the city of Lawrence. The day was filled with Earth Day events all over the city. Due to the unforeseen weather conditions, many of those events were canceled, but that did not stop Lawrence from celebrating its 5 sustainability principles.
It's known as the Green New Deal, and what the commission was basically directing staff to do is to consider these 5 principles in any of the city plans that moving forward.
The city is continuously working to meet the sustainability goals, and those principles were celebrated this Earth Day. There are many ways to lead a more sustainable lifestyle. Cutting back on meat and shopping secondhand are few among the many.
The most important thing that you can do is just
be willing to talk to people about sustainability and about climate and about the environment.
Go to lawrenceks.org/sustainability to learn more about what the city does, as well as what you can do in your city to help the sustainability efforts.
Now is the time when everyone is needed. You know, you're not too small to make a difference. Being just one person, you can make a huge difference. But whatever you like to do or whatever you're pulled to do, there is something for you to do in the movement for a sustainable Earth.
I'm Olivia Acree for KUJH News.
Lawrence is in phase 2 of its Green New Deal, and I'm so excited to see what's in store for the future of sustainability in Lawrence.
Thank you for watching KUJH. Tune in next week at 4 p.m.
For more coverage, be sure to follow our Instagram and Twitter and to visit our website at tv.ku.edu.
Have a great evening.